This is Top Shop Podcast.
Shop Podcast.
Top Shop Podcast.
Podcast for automotive service business owners by Paul Donahue.
Hey, Top Shop Podcast owners. We've got an owner who's only been an owner a little over a year, but he took over the family business. So he's actually been in the shop 20 years. So that's a long time. So Erik, how do you pronounce that, your last name correctly?
It's Scheidt.
Scheidt, German, I
Scheidt.
sound, right? Scheidt?
Yes, it's very German.
Very German, right? Yeah. So I got a lot of German in me, although I got an Irish last name. So, so it's Norwood Auto Service in Chicago, Illinois. So I think I kind of got an idea on how you got here, but tell our listeners, you pretty much grew up in a shop. Is that correct?
Yes. So I have, I'll be 37 this year. I have been working here since I was probably 16. And I started working full time probably when I was 19, and basically just kind of grew up around the shop. Not a technician by any means, more of the numbers person.
Okay.
Not a big fan of getting my hands dirty, but I started as your oil change, tire tech. Started from the bottom.
Right. Yeah. And worked in the shop all this time. So Dad's retired now, I guess, or?
Dad is retired. I officially bought him out last year, February 7th.
Okay. So yeah, 37-year anniversary. I see that on your website. So so tell me about the transition, because Dad was pen and paper. Is that correct?
Yes. So when I first got here, it was, your quintessential clipboard, paper, keys. You hear it all the time, but it's crazy. It just, that's how it was. And there's no order, there's no organization. It's just like, here you go. And I can't even remember how hard it was, but it was not fun just writing tickets and calculating taxes and calculating labor margin. It was just a lot. But now we are fully digital. We've been using a DVI since 2014, so we've been doing that for a while.
Oh, okay. You've been doing DVI since 2014. Oh, that's back when it first really got started, isn't that correct?
Kind of. So let's just say if my dad was in charge in 2014, completely in charge, we would still probably be in pen and paper.
Right.
But I got us into the new age, I guess, into the 21st century.
Okay, that's awesome. So, how has that transition helped with sales there at the shop?
So it's hard to say because there really was no way of calculating sales back then for him. He was the guy, and you hear all the time too, he was the guy, if there was money in his wallet, then he was making money.
Right. Okay.
I would say just how I started calculating and things, we definitely doubled sales probably within 5 years.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, we pretty much doubled sales because it was really hard. Like when I first got here, I mean, it was written tickets and I never even calculated like how much he was making. It was just, hey, here's the ticket. Oh, that's a good big ticket. Oh, that's just an oil change.
Right.
I did join a coaching firm in 2014 or 2015.
Okay. Quite a while ago. Okay. Yeah.
And that was kind of my whole, like, I like to tell people that was my school. So I went to a community college and I got my associates, and it was kind of like a time where something happened in the business where I had to basically put my career on hold. I wanted to be an accountant. I had to put my career on hold and basically put myself in the shop to basically sink or swim because it was not doing well. And then I kind of got the hang of things, and I was doing a lot of research, and I saw these coaching firms, and there's a couple different ones at that time. Now there's tons. But I joined ATI, and I basically call it my tuition, because I didn't go to school. I went to community college. So that was like my tuition. I went to like Automotive Business College, I guess is what it kind of came out to be. And I learned so much. just in that first year alone. And we changed so much that, we kind of never looked back after that.
Wow. Back in 71, when the shop was originally started, I think if you went to a shop owner and you asked about culture, they would say, I don't eat yogurt, so, uh, that's my
Yes.
joke in my podcast. But that was also the time. Let me see, 63 students. I was 81. I graduated 81. So in 81, I remember going to Zayre's or Kmart and being able to buy a side marker bulb for my 71 Ford Cougar for a quarter.
Oh yeah, right. Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
not that expensive,
Right. Yeah.
but
Now the one headlight on my car is 5,500. So yeah,
yep.
things have
Well, a
changed.
lot of these headlights, you got to remove the bumpers now to do them.
You got to remove the bumper to get the headlight. Yeah. Jeez.
So it's just like the bulb could be $20, but the labor could be 2 hours. So like
Right.
explain that to a customer.
Right. Yeah. So, but anyway, how many people are in the shop altogether, including you?
So we have 5 technicians, 2 service advisors, not including myself, and then like if I have to hop in, I will. I basically, before I took over everything, I was a service advisor.
Okay.
I kind of went from all over. I
Sure.
was your lube tech, tire tech. Never, I can do brakes, but I never got into like the hands-on engine diagnostic stuff.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I know the background of it. I know the terminology. I can't go out and diagnose your car.
Right.
I can explain it to you, but I
Yeah.
can't diagnose. And then I just kind of basically became the manager. I don't know, right around COVID.
Okay.
Because my dad was a little bit older, and we were like, we obviously you don't know what's going on in the world at that time, so we kind of were like, hey, just stay home. We got it.
So, is there any tips on how you've been able to create a good culture in your shop, and maintain it? I hear all kinds of good.
So I think that you got to have people that are open-minded. You have to have people that are willing to change, because like in order to get better, you got to change a little. Otherwise you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. And you just got to have good people around you. It takes time. We have a really good culture here, but it took a lot of time. I don't really have anything else other than just find the right people.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Some shops do a weekly lunch. Some shops do family get-togethers. Although a lot of times when they do finally have off time, they don't want to get back together again.
So
Some
we do
shops like it. They
weekly
do the
lunches.
go-kart thing or the top golf thing, or
Yeah, you get a lot of that. We do weekly lunches.
Oh, do you
This year's
do
holiday
weekly?
party,
Okay.
we are looking to go to the monster truck. It's Monster
Oh,
Jam
cool.
down the street from us. Some of them have never been. I went as a kid. I've never been. Probably not never. I haven't been in probably 20 years.
Right.
But they're like, "Oh, this is for little kids." I'm like, "Have you guys ever been to this? Like these trucks, which are massive, are going 40 feet in the air. I mean, so we do I will say we did weekly lunches. I will be honest. I now am only doing a once a month lunch, but we're doing a bigger, more of a catering kind of style.
Okay.
It got to be a lot to plan weekly lunches and get everybody's orders. And then some people, got their order wrong. And it to me, it's just like, I'd rather do one large lunch,
There you go.
hey, we're going to cater something, and, we're going to go all out. We do morning huddle meetings to get through our mornings to see what's going on. We do once a month team meetings.
Mhm.
And actually, our team meeting this month was this past Wednesday. So we do it the second Wednesday of the month, and then I do a front staff meeting the first Wednesday of the month, and that's scheduled out. What else? We try to do, you try to do like team building events, or just like a couple times we've gone bowling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of popular.
Yeah,
north.
it's just like
I
stuff.
grew up in Ohio.
Nothing crazy, but just stuff to like go out. and just have a good time and learn more about your people that way.
Right. Yeah. So, what have been, so what have been the biggest challenges that you've had since you've taken over? Or was it a pretty
Um,
seamless transition because you've been there every day for
I mean, I
10
have
years?
been in charge for probably 6, 7 years. So
Okay.
it was a pretty seamless transition.
Right.
I'd
Okay.
say a lot of the big challenges to me were getting things in my name.
Oh,
Um,
okay. All right.
because my dad is very old school. The way he, I mean, the wallet thing, the way he just like went about his business was very old school. So
Okay.
that has been, I'm still not done changing things. Um, and I would say that, now once it's 100% mine, I got more skin in the game than I had when it was like almost a 50. We were very close to 50-50 partnership. So I've essentially been an owner, but now I got more skin in the game. So like, if something happens, like that's on me. That falls back to my responsibility. So
Right.
I have definitely been a little harder on everybody because I expect better results.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So,
So
yep.
being a boss, I guess, is the hardest transition.
So, yeah, any advice on going from, manager to owner to leader? Because, that's a psychological, a difference to the staff. So,
Um, have a plan. The other thing I would say is, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but you can't be friends with everybody
correct.
because then you get slightly or taken advantage of, or they'll take that the wrong way. You got to be very stern. You got to be, I guess, a leader. Yeah, it's not easy. It's really not easy. Um, I got married in 2023, but
Mm-hmm.
we had lived together for 6 years before that. Six, yeah, something like that. And everybody's like, "What's the difference?" Well, at that point, to me, it was like the difference is just a piece of paper, right? I mean, we've
Mm-hmm.
been living together. To me, I thought it was going to be the same thing here, and it's not. It's not the same thing. There's a lot more responsibility.
Yes. Speaking of family, is there any advice for, that home life, home work life balance? Because some guys have, challenges with that. Some wives have let their husbands know that they've had problems with
So,
that.
so
So,
I mean,
so
I'm a little bit younger than probably most shop owners, right?
yeah.
And I would say that the hardest part for me before I took over everything was I took my work home and I took my frustrations home.
Uh-huh.
Um, and that obviously
How'd
takes a
that work
toll.
out?
Yeah. Hey, we're still happily married, just the
Okay,
past
hopefully.
3 years.
Okay. Yep.
Um, but I took a lot of frustrations home, and I think that what I've learned in the last couple of years, and especially becoming owner. So, I mean, here's what I'm going to say too: is becoming owner was not very easy. The transition was not easy because my father did not have a plan. I had to come with him. I had to come to him with a plan,
Right.
and
Okay.
it started to get very, I guess, for the lack of a better word, ugly. And money became more important than family, right? So, um, for that 2 years where I was trying to work on things and going through it all, um, I would come home angry, and then I would start, and I was just like, I mean, my wife likes to call me a curmudgeon old man, and I don't think I've heard that in the last year or so, but like I was just angry at everyone because it just wasn't going right.
Hmm.
So I would say the best advice I could have for you is once you leave your office, just leave it. Just leave it there, because it'll be there when you get back.
Right.
But your relationship could take a toll.
So, Eric, that is the most common answer I get. Line in the sand. And there's been a lot of shop owners and entrepreneurs that, just like you, they're really working to try to get the business going. A lot of frustrations, um, constantly. How do you stay in a good mood? How do you stay and keep that stuff separate? So the biggest thing I've heard is, yeah, line in the sand. Okay, when I leave to go home, that's it. Whatever was at the shop, it'll be there tomorrow. So and you had to learn, how to do that the hard way, and a lot of us have, including me. You know,
Oh yeah. I
got
used to take my work home with me all the time.
I'm in bed 9:30 at night, and I'm asking my wife questions about the business and stuff like that, and well, it didn't go over too well. So anyway, so now we have clear clear lines, and I start at 7 a.m. in the morning every morning. I'm at my computer,
Yeah.
so so that'll give you an idea. So let's talk about some of the changes. What are the biggest changes that you've seen in auto repair in the last 5 or 10 years?
In auto repair in the last 5 or 10 years,
Yeah,
DVIs are becoming more prominent. And if you don't have a DVI, then you're way behind the times. And
yeah,
you know, what are you doing?
right,
I can't even imagine giving a customer a handwritten inspection. It just, it's not pretty.
right, yeah,
Um, AI is
like you.
here. It is
Yeah,
becoming very prominent in a lot of things we do here. Um, and I I would say if you asked me this question a year ago, I would tell you I was scared of AI. But the thing that I've kind of completely said about AI, and it sucks, but if you can't beat them, join them, because it's coming whether we like it or not.
it's
It's
already here.
already here.
Yeah, it's already here.
And it's just a massive tool that we can use as a time saver, as being more efficient as service advisors, as technicians. And once they know what they have and they can harness that knowledge of how to use the AI, like we use ChatGPT um, all the time. But once you have that knowledge, I mean, honestly, there you can do so much. So that's huge. Just the one thing I've noticed in the last 10 years is training. I'm a huge stickler on training, and I have been for a long time. This year alone, I think my 7 people did over 500 hours of training.
Wow. That's
And I require 40 hours of training a year.
okay.
And on Wednesdays, we do our we so our schedule on for the week is 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday, um, 8 to 4 Fridays. So we close early on Fridays
Hmm.
a little bit, and we open at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. And the reason we open at 9 o'clock is everybody gets here at 8 o'clock, but from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock we do either our meeting or we do training. And they watch a webinar. Sometimes we do hands-on training. But I require 40 hours of training a year, and it happened last year. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. But I had to write somebody up because they didn't get it, and I said, if you don't get it, there will be a write-up, because it's just like you got to hold them accountable. And if you're saying like, hey, I want you to do this, I want you to do this, like, so that employee knows that if he doesn't get 40 hours of training by the end of the year, then they're gone. Which, but they've been pretty good. Um, I have this bonus in place that I created this year, and basically so take 40 hours divided by 4, 10 hours a quarter. For the longest time, I required everybody to have 10 hours each for the quarter. If everybody had 10 hours, every single person had 10 hours for that quarter, that each person would get $100 for that month, or for that quarter as their
Right.
bonus. Well, it happened a couple times where one person held them back, and it was just like, all right, this is kind of like I'm pushing and I'm pushing and pushing. This person just doesn't want to like get it.
Right.
That's also the person that had the write up. And so what I did this year is obviously we still require 40 hours, and I'm paying you guys. I think it ended up being like eight hours total because of our meetings and everything. But if you as a individual reach 15 hours for the quarter, then you as the individual will get that $100 instead of everybody trying to reach the same thing.
Mm.
And then whoever has the most training hours at the end of the year will get a paid day off. They basically get 8 hours of PTO, we called it.
Okay.
So training to me has been huge. And what I'm a president. I'm the president of our Napa Business Development Group in Chicago. And me and our sales rep, we talk all the time. And he says, the guys that are at training are doing well. The guys that are not at training are struggling.
Yep.
And training has just been always hard to find. And now more and more you're seeing more of these companies trying to get into the training world, which I think is.
Yeah, training's everywhere. 4 really good trade shows that I know of.
Vision.
Yep. Vision. ASTA. So there's really, really good sources out there for training, and that's one of my questions that I always ask in a podcast. How important do you feel, training and ongoing education play in shops success? And you just answered that question, completely.
And the one thing too is what I say, like my service advisor, sales are obviously one of your big things as a service advisor, but also people skills. And a lot of the training that she is doing as her training is leadership and how to deal with certain people and certain personalities. So that's also training, right? I mean, that it doesn't have to be technical. It doesn't have to be sales driven. It can be basically a training on how to deal with people.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So let's talk about finances real quick, because no shop's going to really make it without. Your penchant was for accounting, so obviously
Yes.
I'm going to assume that you've got some really good, solid financial practices that might be
Yes.
a benefit to other shop owners. What are the best tips that you can give other shop owners on handling finances for the?
Have you ever heard of Profit First?
Yes.
That's one of the biggest tips I can give.
Okay.
Just save it before it goes. I will be honest. I took on because my dad was old school. I took on a lot of debt.
Oh.
So that was part of the transition. That's probably one of the harder parts too, is taking on a lot of that. But just little by little, pay it down, and Profit First has helped that. You start small. When I first started, I think I was taking 1% of our credit card sales for the week, and I think that ended up being like, I don't know, $200 or something like that. So then I went up to 3%, and then I just basically right now I have it as a strict $1,000 goes into an account, and it stays there, and then right now that's my debt paying off account.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Because and sales tax. That's the biggest thing, because sales tax is not ours. So
Right. Yeah.
I have an account where every week I calculate the sales tax. Let's just say it's, for numbers, it's $630. Well, I will probably go and I'll transfer $700 into that account just for an even number and just to have more instead. And QuickBooks has helped me immensely as well, to keep organized. What else? Having a payroll company has also helped.
Okay.
You can't do it all on your own.
Right. So that's good advice, payroll company, because a lot of shops hesitate on that, but that really takes that big burden off of you, and it's being done by a professional company that does specifically that. Yeah. So
I do the QuickBooks, but I have an accountant that
sure.
sees my QuickBooks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And takes a look at everything. So, and then accounts for separate things. I've heard that advice a lot. And then, and you're the fourth shop owner recently this year that has mentioned the book Profit First. So it's
Profit First has been in my life for 10 years.
10 years. Yeah. So I've heard of the book not that long ago. I don't know when I bought it. It's on my stack of books to read. I just keep rereading this one book that I'm really
You
wanting
can
to
listen
apply.
to it too. It's actually not a bad listen to book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I forget about that. Yeah, you can listen to it like when I'm driving and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
ATI is actually the one that introduced me
Oh,
to
ATI.
Profit First.
Okay,
He
yeah.
was a speaker at Super Conference actually it's probably been less
Oh,
than
the
10
author
years.
was.
Around, yeah, 7 years I think it was. I think it was my
Yeah.
first Super Conference. And his whole thing was small plates, just small plates. They don't have to go be large, just small plates, and share them. So that to me was just, and it made sense because nobody knows. Like, yeah, okay, at the end of the year, let's see what our profit is. Oh, well, it's not great, right? But if you take it before it's actually gone, there you go.
Mhm. Okay, good. Just conjecture, but where do you think the industry's going? You know, we've got EVs and all this stuff and batteries and
Um, so it's hard to say because I I do feel like EVs are very widely known right now,
Mhm.
but I think we're way ahead of that. Where it's going to be more and more, where the aftermarket's going to see it more. I haven't done enough research, but I just don't think like the things I've seen is the power grid. I don't think that can handle how many EVs that they want to have.
Right.
I think that the way I've seen it and the projections you see, that I think the aftermarket's actually in for a really good couple of years. The years that always screw us are election years.
Right.
Um, they just, for whatever reason, everybody just is very hesitant those years. But
Yep.
I have seen a study like this for
Right.
a little for the last 5 years.
Mhm.
What I'm more concerned about is technicians and people, because you just cannot find the right help, or they're already working somewhere else.
Mhm.
People that are not the people that you're finding are not qualified for what you want them for.
Right. Yeah, let's talk about technicians really quick because that topic comes up everywhere I go. You know, we got this massive technician shortage. Do you have any advice on finding, hiring, and retaining good technicians?
So when I first came into the industry, I had a couple technicians that weren't technically master technicians, but they were very smart, and they were your normal prima donnas, where they knew what they knew and they didn't want to learn anything else. I think right now we need to work on grooming technicians from the bottom up. And I think that we need to work on investing in technicians. I
Mhm.
know a lot of people say, well, what if I invested all that money and then they're gone? Well, you can't really see that. You can't predict the future.
Right.
But I always tell people when they're hired, you may not be here forever. My goal is for you to be here forever, right? That's my goal. But my goal also is if you were to ever leave, you're going to leave here a better technician or a better person or whatever than when you first got here. And you're
Mhm.
going to leave more knowledgeable. I think that right now we, as an industry, I blame the boomers. I blame the old guys
Right.
because they didn't invest in these people, and training is just like it's like pulling hairs to get somebody to go to training now.
Mhm. Yeah, that's let me I'll go over a couple things. There's something that I don't normally bring up, but I think that you might like it. Have you heard of Traction? The book?
Traction, no.
Have you heard of EOS?
No.
Entrepreneurial Operating System. I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
All right. So, and there's six pieces of EOS. EOS is used by over 250,000 corporations. And that was years ago. It's a management system. So one of them is the people analyzer. So you take your technicians, you put them over here, and then you've got all your core shops, core values here, and it's plus, minus, minus. Okay. Then you got GWC at the end. Get it, want it, have the capacity to do it. One of those techs, he gets it, he has the capacity to do it, but you don't want it. So that's a yes or a no. Now you either move that person to a different seat, right person, right seat is in the book, where they got to go because they poison the culture. So now
I've been around them.
With 300,000 technician shortage, it's hard to tell someone to hit the road.
Exactly.
Because, it's not like, a video editor, you can find one tomorrow. I wanted to bring that up to you and to other, because I think you're going to really like this management system. And then the other thing that you mentioned, and I really want to hammer this point home with everybody, is you have the answer to finding, hiring, and retaining techs. You got to cultivate them. You got to get out in the high schools. You've got to get out in the college trade shows. And you got to let them know that the mechanic disappeared a long time ago. It's technicians. You got to be computer savvy. You got to know exactly what you're doing. And ASE master certain techs are busting 120, 150. So go get your college degree, and you can't get a job because nobody, and AI is going to replace 30% of all mental thinking jobs in the next 10 years.
Which is crazy.
30%.
But you know what? They're not going to replace technicians.
You got it. That's why my wife and I got into this industry. Two things. And when I pause this, I'll tell you the other reason. But one of the reasons we got in this is we wanted to be in a recession-resistant industry. And you got liquor stores being like number one. You got barber shops, okay. You've got grocery stores, doctors' offices, and you've got auto repair. So let's see that robot do that oil change, or
right.
or put that.
That might be past our time, but it may happen.
It might.
I do want to say that I think us as owners, we do a really bad job of what you just said, going and finding technicians and building our bench. And when you have that person that, just says, hey, you know what, I'm moving on, we scramble. And I'm just like that myself, because the thing is, we don't make the time. It's not that I don't have the time. I don't prioritize it. I don't make the time to actually to do that.
Yeah. So
that's one thing, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, though. Is that it was something that I was never trained or taught to do, is to create that bench. I mean, I've heard of it. It's something that I've wanted to do, but it's never something, like, my dad never taught that to me. Because back then you didn't have the shortage like we had.
Yeah.
So we're trying to change it, and we're trying to do things the way we want to do as a younger generation grows into this. And the one thing that I've always said, and this is the thing that irritates me the most, is that the auto repair industry has such a bad name, such a bad rap, because of people that did things the wrong way and people that essentially scammed.
Right.
You still have those people out there.
Yep.
But we as as people in the industry now have to get past that and explain to customers, hey, this is we're transparent. So when we do our inspection, hey, this is what your brake pads look like. You're at 5 millimeters. You're gonna need brakes soon. You don't need them right now, but you're gonna need them soon. Well, I've had people come from Jiffy Lube. I don't know if I should say name, but and they said, hey, they told me I need brakes, and they come in and we measure them, and they're 6 millimeters. You got 10,000 miles. I mean, depending on your drive, but you got 10,000 miles on that.
Yep.
So that's the one thing that I think we just have a bad name to this industry, and I want to get past that.
Well, it is changing, Eric. So that's a good point. We'll wrap up with this. In the 90s, they did 60 Minutes or something, did one of those things. They took a car that had specific problems. They knew exactly what it was. And they went around to all these shops. And so that did a lot of damage. I don't even think most people today even know about that or remember that. But because of reviews, because of Google, Carfax, because of all these different places we can leave reviews, there has been a shift, and it's been within the last decade, and within the last, I think, 5 years, no, 5 to 10 years. Yeah. It's dealerships. It used to be, they were the gold standard. Oh, I'm gonna take my car to the dealer because, every, no, 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 no.
They call them dealerships now.
Dealerships. Yep. That's what I call it. I mean, I drive German vehicles. I am a preventive maintenance nut. So if I even think that my car needs anything, especially a fluid, it gets changed. So at my 50,000, served everything, and he said, my mechanic said, your coolant is fine, but front diff, rear diff, brake, oil, tranny. He said 75 on the tranny. So anyway, there was a $3,000 price difference between the dealership and him. And I showed it to him. And he goes, where do they come up with these numbers?
Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes we're actually more than the dealership. It just depends on what the service is.
Services.
But then I also think they're still cutting rotors. Like, we live in the Rust Belt. We don't cut rotors. There's just no way.
Right.
There's one thing I do want to bring up, though. You said what's changing, and you just said it. Preventative maintenance has become way more important than ever before.
Yep.
And I'm seeing more and more of it, because I remember when people would come in to me, and this is what my dad always would say, and they come in, they show the dealership, said, hey, this is what needs to be done. And we were like, brake fluid? Why would you have to change brake fluid? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, they're just trying to sell you on something. But to be honest, I've seen like less brake repairs when we do brake fluid exchanges than ever before, and it obviously works.
Yep, sure it does. Yeah. Well, Eric, listen, I really want to thank you for your valuable time. I know running a busy shop, it takes a lot out of you, and we do appreciate your time very much to be on Top Shop Podcast. Love having guests like you with the kind of experience that you've got. I know the podcasts are about audio, but for me it's video. So we want to get this in video and capture it for all the posterity. So you do go to Vision, so I'll probably see you there sometime.
I actually am not going this year. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll see you next year.
But I will definitely try to go next year. I'm going to ATI Super Conference. I made the decision right around the same time.
All right.
But yeah, I wish I was going, because I really enjoyed that one.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for your time today.
Yep. Thank you.
For additional automotive resources and exclusive content, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our episodes. Thanks again for joining us in the driver's seat, and we'll see you next time for another thrilling episode of Top Shop.